Hi, I'm Derek from Good Times Marine, and what a privilege to be out in the Seafarer Victory hardtop. This is the new release from the Haynes Group with the Seafarer model, taking the holy grail Victory and daring to make any change to it without copping the wrath of all the original Seafarer lovers. Now, this boat, the hull has not been changed in its design in any way, shape or form, but what they have done is bring this deck into a whole new world with the hardtop option, dive door standard, some cool bait tanks in the back area here, and just make this boat just feel a little bit more 2019. Let's take a look through the boat and look at the features that have been added to the Seafarer Victory 6.0. Standard inclusions and options. Let's just work out what's standard and what's an option on the back of this boat. This bait board, which has got some pretty cool tricks on it, this is an option. The back seat is standard. The twin bait tanks are standard. However, the plumbing, individual plumbing of both tanks is an option. So you can plumb one, it's an option to plumb both at the same time, and at the same time you can incorporate your deck wash into the plumbing as well to set up the whole back of the boat. The back seat itself is a standard feature. It is an option to be able to extend the seat base all the way across if you need to fit a few people off the back. Otherwise, as you see, it is how it's going to come. Now, those of you with a technical or mechanical background are going to be looking at this transom setup and saying, how on earth do you even get into the bilge or get access to engine bolts, batteries, everything else that sits behind there? Well, under this back seat, we've lifted up, we've got another big opening. So you've got 3 access points across the transom, which gives you ample room. This dive door is a standard feature in the Victory now, so it is not an option. This boat will always come with it, and it's actually a really cool feature. Now, whether you've had a dive door, or most people have never experienced the pleasure of a dive door in a boat like this. But I can tell you from a fishing point of view, if you're hooking on a decent sized fish, it's very, very handy to have this here. But if you do take kids and stuff out for a swim, really good place for them to be able to climb in and out, and the boat does come with a ladder that's available for this dive door. The other cool feature about having a dive door is if you're coming up to a wharf and you're letting people in the boat, it's very comfortable, literally just step straight off the wharf, straight into the boat, very, very comfortably. Now, for those of you who are saying, oh, it's terrible, it's gonna rip my legs when I walk past her or get in the way, all those sorts of things, it's not in the way when the door's shut. You can comfortably run your leg all the way through and there's no problem whatsoever. The actual handle itself is neatly hidden behind the seat, and if we spin the seat, to get into that handle, you really need to wedge yourself right into the back of the seat to get there. The helm is one of the main reasons why the Victory deck got redone. The old school helm didn't really accommodate a big screen, a modern screen, which is where all the boats are heading now. The screens have become a lot more affordable, so it's not a big, you don't need to mortgage the house to put a nice big fat screen on your boat. So what this deck's done is give you an option to be able to run up to a 16-inch sounder on the main area here. There's room up here to run a 9. You might even be able to squeeze a 12, but I think the game plan was to always have a 9 that could sit there if you want to run twin screens. You've got heaps of room up here. So with the modern engine displays, this boat's running the Suzuki. With some of the other brands, you can certainly get up to 9-inch displays for your engine. And then those displays are also able to double up as GPS or sounder. So you could run a screen here, a nice big screen up here, another one up here. And if you need any more screens than that, then you probably just need to go home and play with your PlayStation. All right, I'm 6'2" and I'm comfortably lying in this cabin. Now, this doesn't have an infill. It's an option to be able to get the infill that fills this area here to complete the bed. But there's enough leg room in here for me to comfortably lay down and not feel like I'm squished at all. So for those of you thinking about a cabin, there's no dramas there. And you'll notice I'm not the shortest guy going around being 6'2", and I'm fairly broad, but my headroom, the new cabin has been lifted about 100 mil, 150 mil, about 100 mil, sorry. There is huge amounts of headroom in here. So to sit in here comfortably, if it's pouring with rain and you just want to be able to get away, the fishing isn't quite good, getting in here, you don't feel claustrophobic, you don't have to duck your head, there's plenty of room. They've now got a Perspex lid here as well, which lets plenty of natural sunlight in as well, whereas the previous Victory was fully enclosed. Having the natural sunlight is a real benefit. This hardtop is another reason why the Victory got redone. There's a lot of call at the moment in the marketplace for hardtops in 6 meters, 5.7 meter boats and bigger. So this hardtop provides a lot of cool features. The first good thing about it is it's built really, really solid. It is literally like a building, it's that strong. For me, the windows falling that little bit, stopping that little bit shorter is great because you still get plenty of ventilation coming through. And standard inclusion, you've got these ventilation hatches on the roof, and you can choose whether you want the window opening to be pointing to the stern or pointing forwards towards the bow. They're a great feature. If they're pointing to the bow, they really do give a lot of rammed air through to your driving position and passenger position, and will cut down any sense of feeling a bit claustrophobic in the enclosed hardtop. The hardtop provides really good access to be able to put electronics across here, because these stainless stays here are actually hollow, and all your wiring harnesses can run through here and then back to your main power source. So in this boat here, they've only got the VHF fitted to it, but there's room here to be able to put a stereo or any other major sort of electronics you may want to fit across the face up here. On the top of the roof, you've got a radar reinforcement area which will hold up to a 24-inch dome. And there is also the option to run another rack of rod holders, another 5 across the top, if the ones that are there don't really quite accommodate the amount of rods you need to take out on a fishing journey. So in summing up the Seafarer 6 metre, this Victory is just a pleasure to drive. They always have been. The hull is the same hull that evolved when Lindsay Fry was creating them. The first of all, the 5.8, then came out the 5.9, then the 6 metre. So what the Haynes Group have done is take that 6 metre hull. They haven't touched anything in the engineering of that hull. It's the exact same design and geometry, but they have created a deck which gives us a helm, which gives us a hard top, which gives us this back end, which is definitely that next level. They've improved it a whole heap, and having the advantage of having the hard top really does bring this boat into the current generation of boating here in Australia. Trust me, if you're in the market for a 6 metre, you need to come down, check this boat out. It's well priced, its standard inclusions are impressive, and you will not be disappointed with this boat on the water. Come down, check it out at Good Times Marine. We'd love to present to you the Seafarer 6 metre Victory.